When you come over to Thailand, you have two choices, either to buy or to rent in Thailand. Today we're going to look at both the pros and the cons of buying and renting in Thailand. Thai law states that, foreigners can't really own land in Thailand. When people buy houses in Thailand, they usually take out a 30-year lease. This is a very common practice. And usually once that 30 years is up, if you're not dead, then you would renew the lease for another 30 years. Another very common practice in Thailand is to, buy with your Thai spouse or partner, or maybe a Thai friend, a very trusting Thai friend, but usually with your wife or husband. They are Thai nationality. Some of the pros of, buying property in Thailand, you are your own landlord, so you haven't got someone, you can pretty much do anything you want to the property, which is fantastic. So you can develop it, you can renovate it. Property anywhere in the world always saves you money in the long run if you stay there for a long period of time. If you come at 50 and you want to stay there for the rest of your life, if you live till 90, then that's a hell of a lot of savings you're going to make by buying a property in Thailand. I think one of the major pros is a lot of people just want somewhere to put all their stuff and they don't want to move again. They want to make a home in Thailand or Hua Hin, wherever you come into. And make a home there and put everything there and not have to move around, especially as you get older. It is quite stressful moving, so a lot of people don't want that hassle, especially as an older guy. Oh, sorry to interrupt the video, guys. Just do us a favor, can you just press that subscribe button? I've been on YouTube like 3 years and I've only got like 5,500 subs. I don't know what's going on. I've worked pretty hard to get this far and I'm not giving up. So just press that subscribe button for us, guys. Try and get us to 10,000 before the end of the year. Another pro would be, there is a chance that the value of the house is going to go up. Just depends on your location and, the demand in that area. That's why it's very important to buy in a good location. Some of the cons of buying property would be, it can be hard to resell if you buy in a bad location. Some people say that the market's a bit risky out here. I don't really agree with that. If you're buying a good location, I think it's sound. Good location in Hua Hin, a good location in Bangkok, in Phuket, in Pattaya, I think it's fine. But a lot of people don't buy in good locations. That's the problem. They go for very, very cheap condos, very, very cheap houses where they go, oh, look at this, it's only this much money. And then, have problems later. Another con would be sometimes, buy property up front, you got to pay quite a lot of money, outlay a lot of money straight away. So that could be a problem for some people. Sometimes you have to pay tax, legal fees and all this kind of thing that comes with buying a house for the first time. It's very important you use someone you kind of really trust, got good references from other people that they've brought, used them and they've had properties already. And then, okay, maybe go with them, it's okay. So the best thing about renting is you can move on if you get bored. So, you've got the availability after 12 months, normal contracts are 12 months. You can move on after this time. There's definitely lower fees, up front. Normally you have to pay 2 months deposit in most places now. So 2 months and then 1 month rent. So it'd be like 3 months rent you'd have to pay straight away, which is a lot less than if obviously you're buying a house. You can try out a few different places before you settle in one place. So maybe you go to Bangkok, Pattaya, and then eventually you end up in Hua Hin, my favorite. So, you could try out a few different places. One of the big cons for renting is, you are basically paying rent for the rest of your life. So even if you move around the country and go to different areas, you are paying, rent from 50 to whenever you die at like 90 or 100 years old or whatever. Hopefully 100, you guys. I think most people are living a lot longer these days. So you have to think about that these days, that people are living a hell of a lot longer than they used to do. So this could be a big factor. You are paying rent for a lot longer. In the condo or house, you can't really renovate it. You can't change it if you don't like something. You can't start drilling in walls, putting pictures up. You have to ask permission before you start doing all these kind of things. So this can be annoying if it's your long-term home and you want to stay there. You want to start doing stuff. Some landlords are quite flexible. They do let you do little things, little changes but it all depends on your landlords. You can get good ones and bad ones like you can all around the world. Over the last 12 years, I've met lots of people who have bought houses using the lease way, leasing for 30 years. And I know lots of people who bought houses with their Thai wives. Each road is different. Not everyone's in that opportunity to do it with a Thai partner. I understand that. That is obviously an easier way to do it. And if you're married to a Thai, then it makes it very, very easy. And obviously, hopefully you trust your wife. It obviously comes with risk, you know, with that. You know, if you get divorced, then you could have some kind of problems. You know, a lot of people do this and don't have any problems at all, guys. You know, as long as you don't have any problems with your marriage, pick wisely, as they say. But, you know, if you had a divorce in England or America, I mean, I think your wife takes you for every single penny you have or dollar you have. So, I mean, yeah, you might lose a house if you have a divorce in Thailand, but you're pretty much going to lose a house in England too if you got a family and get divorced. So, it's pretty much similar to that. Okay, the price of properties vary throughout Thailand massively. There's like cheapo condos, second-hand condos for next to nothing, you know, in Bangkok or maybe outskirts of Pattaya, these kind of areas, you know, absolutely, you know, peanuts. But should you buy them kind of properties? Probably not. The houses we bought in Thailand, you know, were around about 3 to 6 million baht. And I thought that was a good kind of price tag around Thailand for a house. And these are like gated community houses with a swimming pool, you know, in a nice estate. They've got security, you know, the resale value is going to be quite okay on these. To rent out is going to be okay because the locations are good. You know, all these things you need to kind of look at. And we have rented out a couple of our properties, you know, quite easily over the last few years and not really had that much difficulty renting them out. But I think if we bought a $1 million baht condo or 2 million baht condo, we might have struggled to rent them out a little bit, depending on the area. So what do retirees do in Hua Hin? Well, you know, they either buy or they rent. You know, rent's normally 6 to 12 months. You can get shorter rents. I know people who do both. I mean, it's totally individual what you want to do when you come to Hua Hin, guys, to retire. Some people rent bog standard condos for like, you know, next to nothing, 10,000 baht or less. And then other people buy 20 million villa, you know, 20 million baht villas in Hua Hin, guys. So it is totally varied. You know, everyone wants something different. Some people, you know, got a bit of money and they want to buy a really nice property in Thailand. They want to buy a villa with a swimming pool and everything, you know, in a really nice location, gated community with swimming pool. And, you know, that's not cheap. That comes with a bit of money, you know. So if you want that kind of Western standard, then yeah, you will have to pay for it in Thailand for sure. I think a bit of a good advice for someone who's coming to Thailand, you know, the first 3 to 6 months, just rent, come and have a look, get your retirement visa or whatever visa you want to get your insurance, come on over to Hua Hin, take a look around the city, you know, stay there 3 to 6 months. If you think, okay, now I love this place, I want to buy something here, and then try and find, you know, a good agent or someone like myself to help you meet up, you know, help you kind of find and someone who's can, you know, find you a decent property in that area, guys, you know. But, you know, there's no rush. I wouldn't rush in to do something quick. You know, take your time and just have a look around at a few different properties. And then if you decide you want to go with one, go with someone who like really knows and has got recommendations from other people, guys. Okay, hope you like the video, guys. I'm down in Hua Hin quite a lot, so look out for me if I'm out on the street. Come and say hello. Just watch some of the other videos on YouTube. I've got loads in my catalogue. I'm going to be starting doing a lot more videos lately. Just boost the channel up a little bit, try and get it going a bit more, guys. Okay, we'll see you next time. Take it easy.